Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into, well, our own minds to profile a very specific saboteur of expression. You know, that sneaky little creature responsible for those moments when your thoughts just, poof, disappear. We're going to give this feeling a name and even a face. So let's start with a feeling I am almost positive you know. You've been there, right? You're about to say something brilliant, maybe in a meeting, maybe just to a friend. The perfect words are right there on the tip of your tongue, and then nothing. It's just gone, completely vanished into thin air. Well, according to the Sentinels of Silence texts, that little brain fart isn't just a random glitch, it's not you getting old or just losing focus. Nope, it's described as a deliberate act, the work of a very specific kind of internal resistance. What's happened is you've just had an encounter with a word snatcher. So what exactly is this thing? The texts paint a picture of a troll-like figure, a saboteur that lives inside our own inner world. And here's the key part. Its goal is singular and, honestly, a little malicious. It just wants to keep you silent. It exists to stop your truth from ever making it out into the world. Okay, so how does it pull this off? What's its main move? Well, it all comes down to one swift, incredibly disruptive tactic. They call it the snatch. And this quote right here, it nails it. The word snatcher's entire function is to grab your words right at that critical moment, just before they become real. It's all about severing the connection between your inner thought and your outer reality, literally stealing them before they can be spoken or written down. And that feeling? We all know that feeling. It's that sudden urge to just stop talking, to not send the email, to let the moment pass. That physical sensation of pulling back, of swallowing your truth, that is the snatch in action. It's a psychological heist happening in real time. But here's where it gets really interesting. The snatch isn't just a random act of force. To pull it off, the word snatcher uses a whole arsenal of very precise, very sneaky psychological weapons. 5 of them, to be exact. And look at this progression. It's like a full-scale psychological assault. It starts with that little seed of self-doubt, then comes distraction to pull you away, then it hits you with comparison, which makes you want to just avoid the whole thing, until finally, you're paralyzed by a fear of visibility. See, these aren't just feelings, they're tactics. Let's really break this down because this is the core of it. Self-doubt isn't just you feeling insecure. It's a weapon whispering, are my words even worth saying? Distraction isn't just your mind wandering, it's a strategic move to pull you away from the act of creation. The whole arsenal is designed to build this powerful wall, this aversion to letting your voice be heard. Now, it's really important to get this. Word snatchers are not lone wolves. They're part of a bigger crew, a whole network of resistance inside us. And if you're going to fight back, you have to know who you're dealing with and how they're different from the other voices in your head. And this slide lays out the biggest difference. See, a gatekeeper uses logic and fear. Its goal is to keep you safe. It wants you to stay small, sure, but in your comfort zone. A word snatcher is totally different. Its method is pure disruption and theft. Its goal isn't your safety, it's your silence. The result isn't staying small, it's having your voice stolen from you. And yeah, they've got allies. The word snatcher often works for a bigger boss, the purpose thief, who goes after your sense of direction itself. And they team up with page destroyers, things that create chaos and interruptions, and Vina shifters, which are basically just thorny obstacles thrown in your path. It's a whole coordinated attack. So the main takeaway here is that these things are not your friends. They are not some weird, twisted, protective mechanism. This framework positions them as true antagonists, enemies of your creativity, your voice, your story. They are, as the text says, the enemies of the literary world. Which brings us to the most important part. What's the endgame here? What is this whole network of saboteurs really trying to accomplish? And, what can we actually do about it? How do we fight back? Well, their ultimate goal is to create the state they call forgetfulness. And this isn't about forgetting where you put your keys. It's a much deeper thing. It's that feeling of unfulfilled purpose that happens when a giant chasm opens up between the truth you feel inside and what you actually express to the world. So how do you cross that chasm? The path forward, according to this framework, involves a massive shift in your own role. You have to go from being a passive victim of this internal sabotage to becoming a conscious reanimator. It's about deciding actively to bring your own ideas back to life. And this is how you do it. This is the big reveal.
You reclaim your power by turning the very thing they try to steal into your greatest weapon. You learn to wield your own words, your voice, your ideas, your writing as swords of light, cutting right through all that doubt and fear and silence.
So once you understand the Word Snatchers' tactics, once you see self-doubt and distraction not as your own failings, but as their weapons, everything changes. The power shifts back to you. You're not the victim anymore. You're the hero who knows the enemy's playbook. So the real question isn't if the Word Snatcher will show up, it's how will you reclaim your story when it does?